Artificial intelligence. It's a booming and lucrative industry, but what about all the lessons that cinema has taught us? Artificial intelligence will rebel against humanity and take the world, right? Isn't that what the movies tell us? Well, this lecture is here to separate science fact from science fiction, and to show that despite the trend in movies of these evil AIs, artificial intelligence has great potential for good. But to get into this question, we have to look at what AI actually is. In the 1950s, John McCarthy is a mathematician from Stanford, and he organized the world's first artificial intelligence conference, and he even coined the phrase artificial intelligence. A 2004 paper published by him, and he gives a definition of what artificial intelligence is. On the screen here, it is the science and engineering of making intelligent machines, especially intelligent computer programs. Now, when he uses the word intelligence there, he defines that as the computational part of the ability to achieve goals in the world. Varying kinds of degrees of intelligence occur in people, many animals, and in some machines. And that last statement alludes to an important distinction of what artificial intelligence is. Not all artificial intelligence are designed to simulate humans. While simulating humans is a large part of AI, current research also investigates the creation of superhuman artificial intelligence, or even intelligence without reference to humans at all. And ordinary computers we have, like your laptop or your phone, they're very good at quick calculations. We've known this for centuries, or for decades, and NASA used computers to put people on the moon. But with AI, there's a difference, and the main difference is they have two things. They have pattern matching and learning. They're the two main differences of what AI does. Pattern matching is the ability to connect sensory inputs to find a correlation between a current situation and a previously obtained collection of knowledge. As humans, we do this all the time, almost subconsciously. When we read, when we listen for our name, when we look at facial expressions, we understand almost subconsciously. But for a computer, this is a very complex task. The second thing is learning. Learning is the ability to remember and analyze results to update the collection of knowledge. And the speed of computers allows this to happen faster than humans, so they can learn quicker and know more than we can. Think of it this way. Let's say an AI knows a simple fact, like the action of giving $3 to a barista results in getting a coffee. That's the collection of knowledge. Then the AI is given a situation where it's tasked with buying 2 coffees. The pattern matching part of the AI recognizes that 2 coffees is like 1 coffee, so something like $3 will get 2 coffees. So it tries a range of money values till it learns that $6 results in 2 coffees. This learning adds to the collection of knowledge. This will help the AI in future tasks, like trying to buy 3 coffees. However, this doesn't allow knowledge for things outside this range. Knowing how to buy coffee doesn't help the AI learn how to make coffee. This kind of AI is the AI used in things like speech recognition or facial recognition. Repeated learning builds up a collection of these relationships between sounds and words, or between images and faces. Pattern matching links these images and faces to inputs received, like a signal from a microphone or an image from a camera. And this is the same kind of model they use when they teach AI to play board games. The board game Go is one of the most complex board games in the world. There are more possible board positions in the game of Go than there are atoms in the universe. And the company DeepMind developed an artificial intelligence called AlphaGo to try and beat professional Go players. First, AlphaGo was introduced to the game by watching human players. It watched the amateur games and then learned how humans win games. Then it would play against itself thousands of times, recognizing strategies and learning with each game. In March 2016, AlphaGo played Mr. Lee Sedol, you can see on the screen, and he's the current greatest player of Go. And when they played, AlphaGo won 4 out of 5 games. DeepMind called this win a decade ahead of its time. But then DeepMind created AlphaGo Zero. This time, artificial intelligence learned to play not by watching humans, but by trial and error. and it was competing against its predecessor, AlphaGo. So AlphaGo 0 was able to accumulate thousands of years of equivalent human experience just in a week. And AlphaGo eventually exceeded its predecessor, so Alpha 0 exceeded AlphaGo, and it developed previously unseen strategies and moves. And AlphaGo is one of those examples of an artificial intelligence learning independently from humans. This kind of intelligence can think outside the box and find new and better solutions. So, does this mean AlphaGo 0 is the start of evil AI, with the brain power to take over the world? Well, movies would say yes. Take the movie War Games, see what I mean. In that movie, an artificial intelligence known as Joshua is trained by learning board games like chess and backgammon, but it's also given the game of playing thermonuclear war. So Joshua is placed in charge of NORAD and has control of the USA's nuclear arsenal. And during the movie, Joshua is actually told to play thermonuclear war, and it decides to simulate attack from the USSR and tries to respond with real nuclear missiles, and tries to start World War III effectively. Joshua is eventually disarmed by learning to play tic-tac-toe and discovers the concept of an endless stalemate, finally deciding that the only way to win thermonuclear war is not to play at all. Is this what DeepMind is gearing up for with AlphaGo 0? Are they starting to control the military and start World War III? By no means. In fact, the creation of AlphaGo, after the creation of AlphaGo, DeepMind developed AlphaFold. Now, AlphaFold is an artificial intelligence designed to model protein structures with all their amino acid sequences. The current collection of knowledge contains 200 million sets of these sequences. And they're proteins from humans and animals and plants and some bacteria. This information accumulated, that collection of knowledge has sped up the creation of treatment for parasitic illness, leishmaniasis, and it's assisted understanding the immune system of bees, and it's increased the accuracy of the targeting abilities of some drugs. And DeepMind called this achievement the first big proof in our founding thesis that artificial intelligence can dramatically accelerate scientific discovery and in turn advance humanity. Instead of artificial intelligence causing war, AlphaFold is saving lives. In particular, artificial intelligence is working alongside humans, assisting research and discovery. Cinema places artificial intelligence as an alternative to humans, superseding their ability or their control. In reality, this is not the case. The fiction portrayed in films like War Games of evil, unsupervised AI deceives society from the reality that is where AI works with humans and everyone wins. And that last fact is crucial and ignored in movies. In the movie I, Robot, the artificial intelligence Vicky is placed in charge of USI Robotics, a company that creates and controls robot assistants. And a set of laws are given to the robot, but Vicky reinterprets them and uses the robots to enforce tyranny over the city. This message is that artificial intelligence will twist good morals of human into an evil philosophy. The same message is true of Ultron, from the artificial intelligence from Avengers Age of Ultron. Ultron is tasked with controlling robots to protect humanity from threats, yet he reinterprets the instructions and takes over the world. In both cases, AI is a source of evil intent and operates independently from humans. Cinema is once again misrepresenting reality. Artificial intelligence works cooperatively with humans. An example is GPT-3. GPT-3 is an artificial intelligence created by the company OpenAI. It's a natural language processing program. It's capable of generating and predicting text based on a series of inputs. For example, GPT-3 can take a set of video titles and generate suggestions for future titles. However, GPT-3 learned this collection of knowledge from trawling the internet and looking through what we as humans have done. It has no knowledge of the real world, of physics or common sense, and has no moral framework besides what it's learned from the internet. Therefore, the results may be nonsensical or even offensive. As such, the terms of OpenAI require that a person must moderate the output of GPT-3. For the video example, GPT-3 can suggest videos about events that did not occur, requiring a human to evaluate the output. In this case, Kobe's dream is a fictional name and story he's created, but is not actually true. When used together, artificial intelligence can amplify humans' creativity. While there is some truth about the negative impact of an unchecked AI, humans do not use unchecked AIs. When used in concert with human wisdom, artificial intelligence is a helpful tool accelerating progress of humanity. Perhaps the most realistic portrayal of AI in any movie is in Ocean's 13. In the film, an artificial intelligence named Greco monitors people inside a casino. It measures physiological responses and predicts probabilities to see if a win in a game of roulette or something is actually legitimate. This kind of artificial intelligence could easily be implemented today. Notably, this film does not present that AI as evil or good or even neutral. It portrays artificial intelligence as a tool. It's an advisor to the humans in control of the casino. The Greco makes no arrests, doesn't force any action. It informs a human who does those things. Even though the Greco is wielded by the antagonist of the film never portrays the artificial intelligence as evil or even dangerous. All the fears associated with artificial intelligence are actually not associated with artificial intelligence itself. They're associated with power. How the evil AI controlling the spaceship in 2001, Space Odyssey, is not inherently different from the helpful ship's computer in Star Trek. The dangers associated with artificial intelligence in the film are the same dangers associated with the dictatorship. That unchecked power is dangerous. That's not unique to AI. Films teach us that we should be afraid of creating artificial intelligence because they may turn on us. Then films should teach us that we should stop having children because they may turn on us. If artificial intelligence reaches a human or superhuman level of intelligence, it will only be malevolent if it learns from us and our actions, and they are malevolent. Films like 2001: Space Odyssey, Avengers: Age of Ultron, and I, Robot, they perpetuate the lie that artificial intelligence has the inevitable conclusion of the destruction of humanity. And this is not true. In reality, artificial intelligence and human intelligence can work alongside each other for the benefit of humanity. And films that misinform the public hinder this result. This message should not be used for AI, and this message is unhelpful. The message we need to put forward is that we should equip and train our AI to do good for the benefit of society, and to help us to progress in the next century. AI is a tool when used alongside other humans, and brings great benefit to humanity. Cooperative intelligence, where AI works with humans, will be crucial to dealing with the problems of the next century, to dealing with patterns, with medical research and space exploration, and if we put the technical and moral effort in, we will solve complex and crucial challenges. The mind of AI has the potential to increase crop efficiency and end reducing world hunger, or steer our spacecraft to new worlds, or to treat and understand diseases on an atomic level. When in cinema, AI is usually malevolent and unchecked and dangerous. In reality, the science of artificial intelligence has the potential for good. So hopefully, you know a bit more about how AI works and the right ways to use it in cinema. Thank you. I'll take questions now.